Radio 0.
It's Radio Zero with Rick and Rose, Friday, June 12th, 2026, 5:06 p.m. Central something time.
Sorry, that fade, very unprofessional fade in the background.
Why, what did you do?
I didn't fade it well.
Oh.
We're live streaming on Facebook on the Radio Zero page and on Poster Children page, on Twitch at PCJC USA, and on the Poster Children YouTube channel. We're also non-linear podcast. You can subscribe to the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts. Go to radiozero.us. There's an RSS feed there. And the podcasts. You can patronize us at patreon.com/radiozero. Thank you to all of our patrons.
Okay. All right. And now we're being professional. Oh, there's breaking news. And oh no. I know I'm not supposed to interrupt.
That was like
It's
1
exactly
second.
One
second of being professional. Oh, we're going to be
there's
professional.
Breaking news.
Squirrel!
It's a squirrel because
Squirrel!
it says breaking news, and then on my watch, I just see the Warner Brothers Tower. So what could it be? The Justice Department. Oh, fuck that. Okay. And earlier today, were you watching the, what is it called? The live cast of them taking Trump's name off of the Kennedy Center?
No, they were live. Who was live streaming that?
PBS is live streaming it. It's a fundraiser. It's
a fundraiser?
Yeah.
Like, so they got a live stream of it, and then they've got the little, donate.
I didn't see it.
Button.
It says fundraiser underneath it, but it's you can just hear people talking softly in the background. So they've got a camera pointed at it. It's the smartest thing I've ever seen. It was like watching guys on the space shuttle just eating, because they're what it said installing the what is that called? Like the ladders that will go up to take it down, to take down the name. Are they going to do it on his birthday?
Scaffolding. And so
scaffolding, yeah.
Just the fact that the space shuttle hasn't flown for at least a decade, if not longer.
Well, I haven't watched a live stream in a decade.
The idea that there would be a live stream of guys eating lunch on the space shuttle. You meant the space station, right? Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I meant the space
station. But it would be funny.
I meant
guys eating lunch on the space shuttle.
Yeah.
I imagine that scene in 2001 where they're eating the kind of like putty food out of the trays. Or no, that's on the... What are they eating? No, they are. Oh, they're sucking through straws out of like a series of like what looked like a baby food tray with pictures of like different foods on them, and they suck through straws. That's right.
Is that part of Idiocracy?
The kind of putty is on the Jupiter spacecraft there. What's it called? I can't remember the name. Discovery?
So
is that what it's called?
let's
Sorry,
make a tie.
Off topic.
No, let's make a tie from that to Idiocracy, but also to defending your life, which is like this, like such a like the what's his name? What's his name?
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks movie, where when you're more highly evolved, you eat crappy putty food that doesn't have a taste. I don't like. There's like parts of these like obscure movies that just resonated with me and like changed my life for like forever, or whatever.
We're more refined. We don't the taste doesn't matter. Let me try it. Tastes like dog shit, doesn't it? Ha ha
ha. Little minds. What did he call him?
Yeah, little brains.
It's he's a smart guy. He's still alive too, right?
He is.
Yeah, I keep thinking he's dead. So Joe Joe Christman,
his brother died.
Right, that's right. The live stream of them removing Trump's name from the Kennedy Center is Schadenfreude. Yes. Yeah. And so I'm
that's a negative? You're saying it's a negative thing. It's like,
I wasn't going to watch it. Like, I heard about it, then I was like, oh, is that really true? And then, the judge, they were trying to delay the removal of his name, but the judge got rid of that delay or something. So all this it's all, talk about part of the spectacle. However, it's and I wasn't going to watch. I was like, oh, that's funny. They're broadcasting it. But then our boss boss posted it on Facebook. So I was like, oh, the boss posted it. So I clicked on it, and then there it was, and I was like, oh, this is really relaxing. So do you remember the first time that it is really relaxing, though. It's kind of like everywhere you go, there's like Trump, MAGA, everything is Trump. And then, so this was like one little kind of respite of nothing happening. So do you remember the first time you watched a live feed? Have you ever watched one?
Like, you mean just like a live event?
in your life? Like
I would think it would have been what? Like, yes, actually, yeah, space launches, right? So Apollo missions,
okay.
probably. I mean, I that would be the earliest I would remember. I mean, obviously, I would probably be watching TV, but no, actually, that probably would be what it was when I was that little, like seeing. Yeah, like Walter Cronkite or somebody, they'd be sitting at a desk and they'd have the image of the Saturn V rocket in the background, like a live feed of it.
Okay, what about newer though? When they started having internet?
So you didn't like that?
No,
first time?
That's fine. Yeah. No, I mean like I mean a DIY like
like
DIY
like
live
YouTube.
stream.
You're talking about YouTube?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Boy, I don't know.
Okay, so I watched two guys, and I'm sure this is on a previous episode of Radio Zero. I watched these two guys in an office, probably at Stanford or somewhere else, where one of the bigger internet nodes was, like back in the 19...
So like the early webcam era.
Early webcam era, and just they
like
had
a puffin cam or something.
And
they'd have a nest of
exactly
puffins, and you'd watch or not watch it. Yeah.
Right. So the two guys in an office working next to each other, and you could just watch them, and the camera was kind of pointed in between them, and so you could just kind of see their shoulders, like one of them's right shoulder, the other one's left shoulder, and like I would watch that for hours, and I'd like wait for one of them to like take a sip of their tea or something, you know. Oh man, that was the coolest thing ever.
Those were the days. It was exciting.
Those were the days.
It's interesting, and I don't want to kind of jump ahead here or anything if we're going to try to do things in order, but that's one of the things I like about watching the World Cup.
Okay.
And so is the feeling that you're watching something that, it's possible a billion other people are watching. So, I mean, I do watch the Super Bowl. I watch the Oscars. Those type of events, I love that idea of just watching. I think I like it. I think that's part of it, where it's like, oh, you're watching something, with the rest of the world. And so that's what the thing was, is like that was what was exciting about the launches and the rocket launches and things like that in the early days, was the excitement of being able to watch that in real time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I learned from, our friend, our professor, Kevin Hamilton, kind of just about like events, like you can have art at, just hanging out, but then you could also have an art event. So, and the fact that you're like when it's an event, it's happening at the same time. I'm sure I've talked about this too. Anyway,
like a show you're talking about?
No. I mean like I don't know, like what would be an art event? Like,
you mean like a happening kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like experiential stuff in the gallery?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, or maybe not even in the gallery, right?
Or like a performance.
Some kind of performance art, like whatever,
But also, I mean, that's the same kind of... But you're talking about it being broadcast. You're not just talking about like going to see a band play.
I was just like, because I was thinking about... I was just thinking about how just clicking on that, watching the scaffolding go up to take down the name just meant it was a little bit more to me than what it was, and so it was the idea, probably it was the idea that, I don't know if it was the other idea that many people could be watching at the same time. And we both laughed just now, because we found out it was a fundraiser, a PBS fundraiser. But I'm not sure if it was the same as like watching the World Cup and knowing that there are a billion people watching it at the same time either. I think this is probably different. But okay.
Is it, or is it just you're watching something happen and it's important?
It's happening it's happening now.
Yeah.
Because you don't usually get to see something that's happening now, right? That's
Well, you do now. I mean, that was the thing.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
the revolutionary thing
Yeah,
with
yeah.
satellites,
Right,
and
right.
being able, or even, I guess, radio,
Mhm.
before that, right, was that idea of being able to remotely remotely view an event
Yeah.
without it being a psychic phenomenon for trying to, I don't know, what was it, project, trying to undermine the Soviet Union remote viewing. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's what, 60 years now, right?
Of what?
Of being able to watch. That was the whole
Watch
thing,
stuff.
like with the
Okay.
satellites, and those early satellite broadcasts. That was, yeah.
But this is more like I mean, I guess I'm interested in the fact that some person, not a corporate entity, put something up. I mean, for this, I guess.
Well,
I
that's
guess
I mean, if now
Yeah.
if you're not
Talking
talking
about
about the
something else now,
PBS
yeah,
broadcasting Trump's name being taken off a
Yeah,
building, right?
yeah.
That's if you're talking about individual streaming and like webcams and that transition where it was like the democratization of media
Yeah,
or being able to view and see things.
Yeah. Because I am thinking about that, like, so, not to jump ahead. I've put our research in the chat. No, I haven't. But not to jump ahead, but I'm thinking about like I'm going through like what I'm going to teach for music business next year, and so like I'm at the point of where like the way that this book is laid out. It talks about, it's like chapter 3 or something is like music printing. And just like the fact that before there was music being printed, you had to either pay somebody to, if you wanted to hear music, you had to make it yourself, or you had to pay somebody to make it. Like at that time, there was nothing recorded or anything like that, right? So then all of a sudden when they started printing sheet music, that was like a huge technological shift, because now all of a sudden music, you didn't need the person to perform it anymore, and then like you could print it. And so, I'm just kind of thinking about how every technological invention just completely changed everything. So, and I'm trying to think about how I would talk to students about that, because if you I mean, the more technological interventions or inventions that you've lived through, the more you get less, you're not as scared when a new one happens. You're like, oh, well, what happened before?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you could go even wider and say music and technology have been connected for a long time, right? So just the fact that instruments, right? And so that's early human technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
just in the same way as weapons, right? Ooh, it's beautiful, right? So like, you have going back to 2001, like the guys hitting the rocks, the ape men or whatever they are.
I think that was earlier than
fantasy
2001.
evolution. Yeah, these fantasy evolutionary creatures, hitting rocks.
Violence with guitars you're talking about?
No, I'm talking.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
the discovery of weapons, and then they make that jump to space travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it is tools, right? And so musical instruments in the same way, weapons and tools, right? It's all technology intertwined.
Yeah, and this book that I'm reading and gonna force my students to read talks about like the first musical instruments, like that's what the music industry was in the United States, like right at the beginning of all this, of the music industry. But
it was craftspeople building instruments.
Yeah, but then once you sold somebody a guitar or a piano, that was it. They didn't need another one. Whereas sheet music, you could sell thousands of copies. That was something you could actually sell over and over again.
Right.
So there was more of an industry built around that. It's really, really interesting. So I'm gonna.
It's interesting listening. I was listening to a Planet Money and talking about vitamins and stuff and supplements. But the guy who was running this kind of supplement company, they kind of do. They have a manufacturing plant in China, and then they make their own supplements. But then also you can they'll make blends for you. So like any any media star or whatever that has their own supplements, right? This company might contract out and make those supplements. But he was talking about how that industry, was appealing and sort of is bringing in entrepreneurs because of that very thing, where it's like, oh, maybe they sold medical devices or exercise equipment or a yoga balls or things like that, right? And the exact argument was, well, that's something you can only sell someone once, right? Or
Right,
twice,
exactly, yeah.
right. And whereas supplements, then it's kind of like the subscription model, but it's like, oh, that's the way you can rope in people, and you're selling just like sheet music, right? You're selling people something, a regular supply, right?
Yeah.
And so that, and the guy was saying, well, that's why there's, the supplement industry, not the only reason it's, full of scams. It's also because it's not really regulated.
And so I actually downloaded an app over the past 2 weeks because I do have like a supplement stack. Because and these are prescribed to me by my oncologist, so I have to take calcium. I'm supposed to take potassium, and I'm supposed to take. I'm trying to think of one other as a supplement too. I'm supposed to take these, so I have them. But then and then my sister's like, oh, if you don't take magnesium, you'll never sleep, and I never sleep, so I started taking magnesium, right? And then since they are unregulated, you don't know how much, because they all say the magnesium's like, it's got vitamin D in it too, and the curcumin has got pepper in it, and this has got this, everybody's got this, and something else has got something else in it. So this app, you can scan all of the QR codes or all of the whatever the codes, the thingy on the back of your of your supplements. You can scan it, and then it'll kind of compile what all the components are, and it'll tell you, oh yeah, you're taking too much ashwagandha, or you don't have enough B12, because everything's got like just a little bit of different things in it, right? So it's really useful. But the second after I downloaded it, and it had like Wired magazine, and like it had all all the different like logos, and as publicized in all these different, like enough good logos that I was like, okay, it's probably okay. And the second after I downloaded this, I started getting these calls, which I'm getting right now, about my unsecured personal loan that I applied for. One a day I'm getting. So talk about that. That sucks. And Cody B says the wah-wah pedal was for horns, not guitars at first.
That's interesting.
So should I?
So yeah, the supplements. So what was interesting, is that, and this comes up all the time. Like every time I hear something about supplements, is like they have the researchers like, oh yeah, they don't do anything. Like there are very few that are useful, and then but she was like, but there's the placebo effect, and so just make sure that you take supplements that have been, whatever it is, not the THC logo. What is it? There's some logo that there is like a regulatory group that will make sure that the ingredients are correct and everything like that. Because it was like, she was like, oh yeah, turmeric, like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, it's like half arsenic or something. It was just like, and the turmeric, some turmeric isn't even turmeric, and it's just like she was just going through all the stuff. But she was saying, the one thing she was saying is, as long as you don't like over like certain stuff, right, it's poisonous, or if you take too much of it, it's bad. But she's like, the placebo effect's fine though. That's the one thing they've established.
You said also
with supplements is
right.
People do feel better taking them. But it's a placebo effect.
I don't feel any better. But and also you said something about vitamin D too, right?
What'd you say? Well, she did say vitamin D's. That's what she said. That's a hormone. That's not a vitamin.
So you have to take that.
Yeah. So
you actually have to take that.
Well, no. And then what was the other one? Oh, the vitamin. I love what she said about vitamin C. Is like, no one in the United States has scurvy, and so there's no reason to take, vitamin C. Right. And it was like, okay.
We're having enough. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like very, very few people are experiencing vitamin C debt, right? Which is scurvy, right?
Okay.
So unless you're on a frigate, going across the Atlantic Ocean in the 1700s, you're probably getting enough vitamin C.
So I'm going to read, and then I rearranged our list of stuff because I'm going to talk about the open source textbooks.
Yeah, but
next.
I want to. You're talking about supplements. So like, what's your cocktail?
My cocktail is something came across my feed that said if you have a messed up thyroid, and then it listed this might happen to you, and it basically said the things that happened to Rose. So I was like, oh, and postmenopausal or whatever. So I was like, oh shit, I better take this. So I looked it up. I ordered, the one that looked the best on Amazon. I took one of the pills, and then the next morning I woke up and I had a rash all over my body. Remember that?
I do.
And then I asked ChatGPT, and it said, oh, you're probably taking too much ashwagandha or something like that. You should stop. I fed in my stack to ChatGPT, and it was like, there's probably too much of that. And I was like, oh, man, I probably can't take it. And then I found out later with this other app that I already had that. So I don't know what it was. But what was the question? I forgot. What's my cocktail?
Stack. Yeah, what's your cocktail?
So oncologist said that I have to take calcium because I have, what's that called? Osteopenia. I have that. And then I have to take potassium because of my leg cramps. And I'm trying to think of I'm taking B6. But that has a little bit of B12 in it. Mm-hmm. And then at night I have like a magnesium 16-in-1, which has got everything in it. I don't know why, but it's a gummy, so it doesn't upset my stomach. And I got a little anastrozole. That's to stop me from having anything that to like any what is it called, estrogen in my body.
That's a prescription. That's not a vitamin.
Okay. Most of these are prescriptions, and then Synthroid, of course, and then there's something else that I take at night.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought I was asking about your vitamins.
Oh, my vitamins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only one that the doctor that was not prescribed by a doctor is the magnesium.
Magnesium.
Yeah, and the B12. Those were the only. Everything else was prescribed by my doctor. What's your cocktail, my friend? Oh, and then I also take the creatine when I remember too. Yeah.
I found out today that Terry Gross is taking protein powder, or it just started buying protein powder that showed up, was a sideline in her interview with Josh Johnston. Yeah. Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Because he had a joke that he had bought protein powder, but to build up his muscles, but the jar was too heavy for him to lift.
What's yours?
I'm taking a multivitamin, but I'm taking the tiny. So that was the thing, is I was taking the large Vega. I can't remember the name of the company, the vegan multivitamin, but the large one, the horse pill multivitamin.
You're supposed to take 2 of those.
Really?
I think so.
I would only take one, God. But it was giant, but it also would turn my pee bright. Neon, what are those light sticks called?
Yeah,
what do you call those that you break and glow sticks? It turned my pee glow stick color.
Oh, my pee is always that.
Yeah, I stopped taking that, and now I have the tiny version of the multivitamin. I take an omega-3 horse pill.
Was that
capsule.
prescribed to you?
No.
You used to give yourself B12 shots, though, right?
That was not self-prescribed. That was I had low B12, and so I stopped. I started eating dairy again. Yeah. And was doing B12 injections, and then and then I tested my levels after that, like 6 months of injecting myself, and then they did a test, and then so it went from my B12 went from on the scale to like in negative with in the red area, like warning, and then did the test 6 months later, and it was in the warning area, but the other direction.
Too much?
Yeah, too much. And then
my God.
now I'm just taking a certain amount every day. I am taking vitamin D.
You feel better now?
Do I feel better now?
Yeah.
No. So that was the thing. It was like, oh, this might be why your brain's not working as well, and like B12, because B12 deficiency can echo, dementia symptoms and things like that. But it didn't change anything. And then I started taking I've started taking an iron pill because they did that was on that supplement. Planet Money. They did mention things like iron, but you can't take too much iron, right? But it's like, oh yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, I've been anemic, so I'm trying that out. What else am I taking? I think that's it. And then I'm taking a statin.
That's what I take at night. Yeah. Statin.
We've talked about that.
Yeah.
I jumped.
Yeah.
I gave up and just accepted taking statins.
Did it affect you at all? Because it's not affecting me at all.
No, and so that's the thing is what was lucky is that I was already getting achy and having, kind of joint problems before I started taking the statin. So what happens is it's like, oh, you get aches and pains taking a statin. People report that, but they didn't call it a placebo effect. What do they call it? Nocebo? It's the opposite of placebo, right? Yeah, it's where you think you think the thing you're taking is causing all these problems, but it's like, oh yeah, no, you're taking statins and you're getting old and you're getting achier and everything like that, and people just assume, oh, the statin is making me all achy and everything like that, and it's like, so for me it was lucky as like I was already having these complaints, and then it was like, then I started taking the statin, so it was like I can't blame this on the statin.
Well, that's good.
I don't know how it's only been how long. Oh yeah, I only do a yearly. Yeah, so it's going to be I'm going to have to make an appointment, my yearly regular checkup, and they'll drain me of blood. And I'll find out if it's helped anything, the statin.
Let me read.
There's one other thing that I'm taking, and I can't remember.
Yeah, I'd like to know what it is.
I stopped the turmeric, like what's his name, John Worster, when we saw him playing with Bob Mould last. Was that just this spring? No, it was a spring. It was a year ago, right? And I was just asking because he, that it was like what, a 25 song set. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And I think he's changed his playing style, but not too much. I mean, he's not a super. He was I wouldn't say he was like a massive hard hitter, but it was like he was playing, and yeah, he did say that he's flowing more, right, as he's playing. But I was like, how are you, able to do that every night? And he said, I'm taking massive amounts of turmeric. So I was trying turmeric for a while, but it didn't make any difference. So I stopped with that. Although I could have just been taking arsenic. It may not have been real turmeric.
I make a turmeric. Can you play the Can you play the Simple Minds or whatever, Simple Machines?
There is a way I can look and I can see beforehand.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this one is labeled sourdough.
Yeah.
Oh, but I have to turn up the volume.
Good. So, ladies, I make a chia pudding in the morning. At night before I go to bed sometimes, which is 1 to 4 parts chia seed and almond milk. And then you can stick like as much as you can, like I put like 3/4 or a half a teaspoon of turmeric in it. And you got to put some black pepper in it because you need black pepper in order for your body to absorb the turmeric. And then I put, what else? A little bit of cinnamon. And I have some cardamom pods. This is the new thing. And then I you open it up and you grind up the cardamom seed, and then you can put some Nutella in that too if you want. Don't put it in before the morning. So you mix it up. You got to mix it up twice, and then you stick it in the refrigerator overnight. And then the next morning you wake up and you have this nice turmeric chia pudding, and then you can put Nutella in it. But if you put Nutella in it, it'll just make you sick. So, should I read everybody's comments here?
No. I have a thing to say. So you said chia pudding, but now that made me think of Chia Pets, and you were asking me questions about my dad. And something I just remembered.
Okay.
So Chia Pets, right? You remember Chia Pets, and they were people still know what they are, right? So they were like ceramic figures that you would put the grass seeds in, right? And you'd fill it up with water.
I think it must have been chia seeds, right?
Yeah,
Why
maybe.
would it be called chia pet?
Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
Crazy,
and then
right?
would grow out the hair, right? And so one thing my dad did when I was a kid. I guess this must have been when I was in first grade. Our first grade, we had the letter people. Did you have the letter people?
Yeah.
This was a series.
Actually, no, I didn't, but you did, and you had one of the
have a
letters,
learning-
and you always talked to me
And
about
I'm
the
trying to
letter people.
figure out. I thought I had an R letter
No,
person.
you didn't.
God, because I need to
Did
get
you find it?
I found the other ones, but I
Okay.
didn't find the R. Anyways, Mr. H had and his hairy hair. His hair was green. So Mr. H was a letter person. So each letter of the alphabet was a person.
This is how Rick learned the alphabet.
Yeah. And is it true that were the vowels women? And then
It's probably an episode.
I need to look that up. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we've talked about this in the past. Anyways, my dad made a Chia pet of Mr. H for my class.
Wow.
So a little sculpture. I think it was made. I don't know what it was made out of his head, and then put the grass seeds in his hairline. He was bald, and then grew out.
Your dad wasn't bald.
No,
Mr. H was bald.
Mr. H. Yeah, and then it grew out.
Wow.
I think he did that. Boy, that would have been.
I've never heard that story.
Yeah.
Well, or I heard it a long time. I don't remember.
That would have been 50 plus years ago.
Yeah.
55.
It was the anniversary of your dad's death 2 days ago. So.
Which, yeah. People of your faith apparently celebrate.
Yeah, we do. I
people's
light
deaths,
a little. I light a yahrzeit candle every year for that.
Mm.
So because I remember just coming downstairs in the morning for breakfast, and there'd be a candle lit, and nobody really would say anything about it. Somebody would, my mom might say, "Well, that's for Grammy, or for Grandma, or something like that." So that's good. Well, thank you. All right. So, I've with this fancy new app that you just sent me, I can read everybody's comments now. Dannon said, "Happy Friday." Cody B gives us the sign of the devil. Joe Christmas says, Ian Mackay eating a hamburger would be an art happening. I think that would be a really sad thing. So I don't think I'd ever want to see that. But thanks, Joe. Yes, it would be an art happening. Josh Brush, I think that's a wave emoji.
So now, for me, like I'm on the control panel here, and I can't see the chat.
It's because I have
You have the chat.
I had to click on Friday, June 12th. It was on November, and I didn't see that.
No. But I'm on our kind of like the control panel for our stream, and it's. Huh.
Well, I'll continue so I can.
Oh no,
can
you can
give everybody their.
No. Yeah, I'm just saying that now I can't see it. Oh shit.
Well, that's not good.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me, everyone.
Not safe for work.
I thought I had just changed the orientation. And I found out, too, that you can live stream on Instagram now, but unfortunately, I don't think I can. But Instagram live streams, you can't, schedule ahead of time. And I don't think I can live stream off of, well, I need to look at it. Nerd Talk here, OBS, right, is what we're streaming off of. Then it funnels out to all the different platforms. But it's not in, it's in landscape, not portrait, and so I don't think I could do a separate stream out. But I'm gonna try to get that working.
Look that up. Yeah, get into that. Okay, so disjointed gullet one. Oh, that's spam. Dannon says I get about 4 calls a day about loans. Chris Schneeberger says John Oliver had a great episode all about gas station supplements recently. We'll have to watch that.
Gas station supplements, definitely not.
Chrissy apologizes for being late and then says I was going to ask about the app, but maybe no. I can't. I'll have to figure out what it was. Just got to go through and unsubscribe. They sold your email. Yeah, I know they sold my email, but the app might be still. The app is kind of good. Vitamin D, due to it being 2 to 3 of my supplements in the past, D levels were too high. Oh, and it had symptoms from too much D. Ooh, that's not good. But without it became insufficient. Ooh. And she kind of doesn't believe in all the marketing about Hashimoto's causing ongoing misery. Yeah, I have Hashimoto's, and I think that's a nocebo too. Like all that stuff is just happening to me because I'm getting old, probably. And now having to take protein powder, muscle wasting way too much. Conan says that he was on tour with Red Cross. Jeff McDonald went off on an unsolicited rant about turmeric. He is not a fan.
Yeah, this
Red
is all
Cross.
to lead into, and somebody's asking about like what platform do we monetize through the best, and it's none of these platforms. We're not monetizing anything. However, we are very special offer starting today is the R&R vitamins will be R&R supplements.
We're gonna
after all
send you
this
all
talk.
our leftover.
I mean, the thing is that you can't trust gas station vitamins and supplements.
No, but you can
you
trust
can't
us.
even trust the hippie granola store vitamins. What you can trust is R&R vitamins.
R&R vitamins, because you want R&R and you want some R&R.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we should have our own vitamins.
Somebody's already making them right now.
Man, like you know what? I have the digits. This is all like lists on our things. I've got like my little digits, like little printed scrap of cloth that it just says the digits in orange on it, and I have it in the front of the car, and it looks like an Uber thing. And I was thinking we should make like salaryman Uber, like driver things. Yeah.
Oh, like light up things that you put in. Oh, yeah. I still, it was like 30 years ago wanted to make pocket protectors, and we never did that.
Oh my God, we can do that.
Yeah, I think the pocket protectors days are over. But the digits thing. So that the printed kind of like piece of fabric, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to sew that onto your jacket. Is that what those are for?
Yeah, but I put it in my Tesla instead. So fuck you, Rick.
Sew it into your
I'm
Tesla.
Gonna sew it into the Tesla. Should we talk about? Josh Bush has Hashimoto's, diabetes, and hypothyroid. Yeah. Ooh, do you have diabetes 1 or diabetes 2 or diabetes 1.5? I had diabetes.
What's 1.5?
There's a new diabetes.
Really?
And then I had tourist diabetes, like gestational diabetes. So that was cool.
When I was a kid
Yeah.
and I got hepatitis, I was 17, they said to me, well, there are two types of hepatitis.
Oh, yeah.
A and B, and actually, we're starting. There's talk of a new one, non-A, non-B.
Oh yeah,
which is really exciting.
Yeah, the world
but
is
I didn't
progressing.
have non-A, non-B, but that's hepatitis C. It was like, oh, there's a new form of hepatitis.
Ooh, Josh has diabetes 1, so that's. Well, I hope that's all under control. Should we start with our list here? Like it's 45 minutes and this is not good.
I like. So the thing is we have this list, but we've been able to hit on little bits of
little
things.
bits of it, yeah.
And so this is just good to have the list of things, possible things to talk about.
Maybe, yeah, it is because it gave us some either that or all the R&R supplements
to
that we've
avoid
been
that
taking.
Situation where you say, "Okay, Rick, what are we going to talk about?
What are we
going
to talk about, Rick?
And
I don't know."
So we had we flowed through. So what flows from that?
Okay, open source textbooks, just because I talked about that doesn't flow from that, but I'm gonna get it over with. Okay, so I've been doing professional development, very exciting, at CIPD, formerly known as CTLT, the Center for Integrated Professional Development. I don't know if that's right or not, at Illinois State University. Not a sponsor, right? Depends on how you look at it, because that's where we work.
Do you put this on your creative productivity, this show?
I may have once. I don't know.
I don't think I have ever put it on.
Yeah, I don't know if I do or not. I might have once, just because I was looking to I don't know. But anyway, so one of the workshops that I took we get to take these workshops to help us learn how to teach better. And one of the workshops I took was about open education resources. So my music business textbook that I've forced students to buy for 15 to 18 years is the Baskerville textbook, which is like $150. It's terrible. And it's like horrible that they have to spend that much money. It's a great textbook. It really is. It's really good. But so students now spend something like $5,000 on textbooks through their whole college career, I think. And some students also just don't even buy the textbooks. And so that's, it was like we had like the first part of the workshop was about how terrible it is and you should use open access textbooks. And then the rest of the workshop, there were 3 days of workshop, and the rest was kind of identifying. There are all these open access or open education resources. There are all these different platforms where you can find them. And so and we had to review one of these things. And the ISU kind of subscribes to one of the platforms, and I should know what it is, but I don't. It's like University of Minnesota, something like that. I can't even remember. I'm sorry. I should know all this stuff, but I don't. But anyway, you can look up open education resources and you'll see all these things. And so I looked for a music business textbook, and there were only 2. And one of them was called Pay for Play, which I kind of liked the title of that. But I didn't know, who writes these things? You don't know what these people are all about. But I read through the whole thing, 400 pages. And it is written by a guy who was a lawyer for 10 years and then went back and got like a PhD in musicology or something like that. It's really, really interesting. But the whole thing is kind of laid out in such a way that it's kind of like talks about a technological invention and then what came of it. And it's like it's not overtly like that. And then here's another one. It's just that's how he goes through the sort of history and he of the music industry, and then he's a copyright lawyer and stuff like that. I think he's like talking about all the different like copyright suits and stuff. And so I'm not going to make my students read that, but it's just really, really interesting. So I'm redoing my whole class without my normal textbook, which freaks me out a little bit. But I don't teach any other classes with a textbook. And I realize you guys don't, you don't use a textbook for any of your classes, right? No, CTK professors, I don't think they use any textbooks. So this class is half full of CTK majors, creative technologies majors, and the other half of music business majors. So it almost seems like the music business majors probably are more used to buying textbooks and stuff, but the CTK majors are like, well, I'm not going to buy a textbook. So it's really weird. So I'm really, really glad that I have this. And I've been doing more and more research now I'm researching music publishing and how to teach about music publishing. But the last thing I came up with today, I was like, well, I've got the whole history of, very interesting music publishing stuff. And I didn't even know who what's the guy's name now? I can't even remember what his name now is. Ralph King. What? Here, I'm going to look up my notes.
John
and stuff
Goodman
like that.
reference.
Yeah, sorry, Ralph King. Ralph.
I couldn't remember Alan Lomax's name.
For
2 days. It took me 2 days to
Christ.
finally break down and search.
Like Ralph Peer. So this is the guy. This happened after Tin Pan Alley. This guy went had a mobile recording booth and went down to Nashville or something like that, or somewhere in Tennessee, and was recording all the folk and what hillbilly music. I actually called it hillbilly music down south, and was recording that and making records with that. And that's how we shifted from Tin Pan Alley, like Frank Sinatra songs, to more like every different music other than that, like blues, gospel, all that stuff. He was like the bridge between like Tin Pan Alley songs and rock and roll. So it was really, really interesting. So I have all this, and I'm trying. I'm so bad at like vocalizing. Is that how you call? I'm so bad at like verbalizing and explaining this stuff. I'm so bad at it. And so I'm practicing it. I'm, anybody who comes into the kitchen while I'm sitting here reading it, has to hear an earful of it. But then when I kind of finished all my slides today, and then I was like, well, I better look up music publishing now and see, what am I going to tell them about now? And the first thing that came up was just music publishers making deals with AI, like music generating companies. And I'm like, oh, fuck, and the fact that 75,000 AI generated song tracks are uploaded. This is from April of this year. 75,000 AI generated song tracks are uploaded to Deezer, which I wasn't even sure what that was. I had to look that up. Each day, 75,000 AI generated tracks uploaded to Deezer each day.
Yeah, but then it's also like the number of original tracks also uploaded to like, streamers is insane.
Yeah, I should probably look that up too, right? But it's just like, oh man, I've got it kind of down pat, but it's good to know about the history so you can kind of apply it to what the hell's going on now. At least you understand that people who write songs get songwriting copyrights for them, and that's different than performance copyrights.
Royalties, are you talking about?
Royalties, yeah. Like, how do people get paid for that stuff? So it's good to know. It's good to know, but it was just like, oh my God, it was kind of like I've got this little eyedropper full of information now. Then I dropped it into my little cup, and then like I looked over, like I typed in music publishing nowadays, and there's like an ocean to know, like there's an ocean of information. So
yeah. Okay,
next is Midwest Punk Fest Part 2. Because why did you put part 2? Because we already talked about Midwest Punk Fest Part 1.
I didn't put Part 2.
Oh, I wonder why I put Part 2.
Because we did. It was 2 weeks ago, and you went on the Friday, and the show was delayed.
Oh, yeah,
but
okay.
Then we saw the Digits the next day.
They were so good. And now I have Rose wants to talk about all-gender bathrooms. I have nothing else to say about the all-gender. Well, okay, so at Meltdown Creative Works, which is where the Digits played, and they were, of course, phenomenal, because every time the Digits play, they're phenomenal, right? Did you like them? Yeah. But they have all-gender restrooms at Meltdown Creative Works, which is a really nice place where you can get your T-shirts made here. And it's starting to be a venue now that holds, like, it's a not mid-size, it's a small venue.
It's like, it looks like every club we played, in the 90s. It's the concrete box. Concrete box, like warehouse space box.
Yeah. Maybe 100 people.
Yeah, maybe, probably. You're probably right. I'm not good at estimating that, but yeah.
But and it's very clean. It's beautiful, and then they have a T-shirt factory attached to it. And the person who runs it, Germ Plu, is fantastic. It's just wonderful. And he said like he wants us to be all ages, but like all ages, like so like you can bring your grandma too, which is like what people were doing. Like you can bring your mom and your grandma.
Did he say that to you?
No, but I mean, I kind of. He's our age anyway, so they really, you see parents bringing. I think he's pretty close. He's probably younger.
I feel like the interview about it, he has an 8-year-old kid.
Oh, he's younger then. Okay, all right, but yeah, like so you can bring your kids to see the Digits and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So it's great. Anyway,
please don't bring your small children to see the Digits. I think it's an inappropriate show.
I think it's very appropriate.
Rose, there's Satanism.
Yes, that's true.
Drug talk.
That's true. Yeah. Cars.
Misogyny.
Like
misanthropy.
Misanthropy? No,
I
don't
think. Misanthropic.
I don't think it's. I don't think.
Do you say misanthropy?
I don't ever say that word.
No. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Kevin Dunnett's. Cody B. I watched Caterwaul from Philly. That's cool. Okay, so the Digits were amazing. I'm sure the Digits were amazing. I'm sorry. When they were playing Under the Christmas Fish, you know, there's the lyrics, "I want to beat my wife," right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did not sing that.
Oh, he didn't.
He sang, "I want to meet my wife. I'm gonna meet my wife." He kept singing it over and over again, and I was like, "Huh?" And I was like, I mean, everything else he sang. Like, well, he may have changed some other lyrics too, but he just kept singing, I'm gonna meet my wife."
Yeah, so the voice of the monster, right? That era, right? So it's similar to like Albini stuff and stuff like that. Yeah. Speaking from that, even though I mean the thing is it's inspired right by chins, right? That's the Christmas fish.
Yeah.
There were like
House
taxidermy. Yeah.
Yeah. Here,
taxidermy things. And then I do
here.
feel like maybe it was a reference to the bartender, right? Maybe.
oh,
I always
possibly.
feel like some of it.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So So, okay.
The
Conan's
specific
Conan's-
bartender
yeah.
upstairs in the tiny attic area of the bar with who kind of booked the shows, right?
Yeah.
But was
Wait,
I mean,
Scotty?
oh, come on, don't.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I feel like there is some reference.
So
I feel like it's all kind of connected.
Conan, yeah, it says digits were amazing at Caterwall. Never. Oh, you never saw them way back. Oh, that's crazy.
And so that's the
Kinda
thing is
wish we
the
had gone.
drink at House of Chins,
The flaming volcano.
the flaming volcano was the main attraction there.
So
it was just like a vat of flaming alcohol, like a volcano shaped drink, kind of. What would you call it?
it
like
was tiered. It had tiers.
Yeah, it was. I was gonna
like
say
levels.
like a. What are those things? I can't. My brain can't pull a simple word out of my head. Like that. Like animals drink out of, like a trough. Or something like that,
Okay.
right? But it was circular, right?
Yeah, circular
And then,
trough
yeah,
with 3
and people
levels.
would
Look,
put
it was
straws
like
in it
yeah.
and drink this. And
Did you
it
ever
had a
have
flame.
one?
No.
Yeah.
And the flames and
Tiki drink.
yeah, it was kind of like a tiki drink.
In-
That was
in
the thing is
Champagne,
the upstairs
yeah,
bar
was a tiki bar,
was a tiki bar
which is
where the
we
bands
saw
played.
the Flaming
saw
Lips and
Flaming
stuff.
Lips.
Right.
You
All right.
know,
This
yeah.
is very exciting. Conan says that he talked about that line specifically when he was on Protonic. Is it Protonic or Prototonic? Why do I always think it's Prototonic? So Conan's podcast and the Monster Voice, yeah. So now I'm gonna have to listen to that. I'm sorry I missed that. Yeah, I got to listen to that. Thank you, Conan. That's so cool. Yeah, I entertained the thought of driving up to Minneapolis, but it's fucking 9 hours from here. It's probably not 9
We've
hours,
driven
right?
it recently.
I know we've
yeah.
driven it like at least 2 times, maybe 3 times in the past couple of months, and I just don't want to do it again. I just didn't want to do it again, and I'm sad now that we missed that. But I'm also expecting to see the digits also at the mat thing at the Loose Cobra at Cobra Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so what else? So back to the all-gender restrooms there. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go to, let's see if I can remember this. I was like, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom because I always have to pee because I'm 61 years old. So I went to the bathroom and it said all-gender bathrooms on both of them. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I walked in and I noticed that there was a stall there. There's a urinal and a stall. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just go in the stall because I'm not going to stand at the urinal and I just have to pee. And then I was in the stall and I was like, well, what if a guy comes in to pee and I'm in the stall and then I walk out? He's going to be upset that there's a lady in there. So I was like, oh, and then I just left. I was like, oh, forget it. I'm not going to pee in here because I don't want to upset a man who's peeing. And then I left. And then on my way out, I noticed that there was a lock. You could actually lock the outside door. So I was like, oh, fuck. So I watched a little bit more. I saw Mark from Tar. I saw you guys. I saw Charlie. I saw, it was nice. And then a little bit later, I was like, well, it's time to pee now. I'm going to go do that and I'll lock the door. And I walked in and, I was going to lock the door. And then another girl walked in behind me and I said, well, we can lock the door, and then she goes, well, then this guy peeing here won't be able to get out. And I looked over and I saw a bare ass of a guy. And I was
ass?
I was like,
what?
Ah! Yeah.
Really?
Like the ass of a guy.
Why would?
Because he was facing away from me.
Yeah, but.
Oh, you keep your. No, yeah, I saw a guy peeing. I thought it was a bare ass. I don't know. He could have dropped his. I don't know.
See, this is interesting because, yeah, I don't think I've ever. Yeah. And no, I know this. Yeah.
Did you pee?
Typically, not there, but no, of course not. Why would I? Why would I go to the bathroom?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. I went outside.
Okay, so I didn't see his ass.
Okay, that's my question. Is like, yeah, because I don't think. I mean, never seen
Maybe
anybody
I
at
didn't
a
see
urinal
an
with
ass.
their pants. Like, that's the whole.
I feel like I've seen lots of people with their Lord. So this, all right. Well, let me finish.
So this is
Okay.
weird.
Yeah.
So you, as a
Maybe I
woman,
didn't
have
see an
seen
ass.
people bare-assed in front of a urinal.
Maybe
like there's no reason to drop your pants all the way down. In fact, I would say it's worse because then there's a potential for splashing.
All right, it's very all
everywhere.
right. So Kevin's
so-
saying the dude needs to learn how to pee. Josh
Yeah,
ED says,
exactly.
yeah, if you're wearing drawstring pants, sometimes
Oh.
it helps.
Okay. Yeah, boy, man. I don't think I've ever, But maybe I guess maybe, you know what I'm not doing is I'm not spending as much time as I should looking at everyone in line at the urinals.
I just turned around and I was like, and maybe I didn't see a bare ass, but I saw a man facing a urinal and I was
that's fine.
And again, I don't even care. So then I was like, and then I must have left the bathroom. I think I left the bathroom because I didn't. Again, I don't care about any of this. I don't want to upset. I don't want to upset a man peeing. Is all.
Okay, you don't want. Yeah.
Seriously. That's like I don't care. I'll see a cock. I don't care at all. I'll have my pants down. I couldn't care less. But it reminded me of Belgium, where you had to walk past all the guys at the urinal to get to the bathroom. That was like a full.
Yeah.
And then I
That
was like
the gauntlet.
This is awesome. Like this is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that. I want to go back there again and walk in the restroom and see a guy peeing. I thought that was great.
And what's interesting, you said, that reminds you of Belgium, and then what was interesting, probably at the same time, like having a conversation with Mark from Tar, and it was like, you could smell weed. And he was like, it's like Amsterdam. It's like we played a show. He was like, we played a show in Amsterdam. And it was like, the whole place smelled like weed. And it's like, everything's changed, and it was like that idea that, like smelling weed in a club, right? That was a not even a Europe thing, right? It was like an Amsterdam thing. It was like very specific. And it's like, but then it's also kind of funny because it's kind of like, Mark hasn't been to a lot of shows in the past. It was 10 or 15 years maybe.
He was at the thing, the Route 66 thing.
You
didn't see him because you were getting a hot dog, but he was there, and I was sitting. I know you were not getting the hot dog,
and they don't even have veggie dogs there. They do still have Impossible Burgers supposedly.
Oh,
what was funny is it's the other branch of the hot dog place where the last time we went to the other branch of this hot dog place, the guy is like, remember the number
right? I know.
of your order. You have to do that. And then we were standing waiting, and then he yells out, 2 hot dogs, French fries. He didn't yell out the number at all. This time, went to the other branch, and then it was for the kid. Ordered a hot dog, and then the cashier was like, they're just gonna yell out what food you ordered. They're not gonna give you a number. And then the joke was, it's like all of a sudden then the cook was gonna yell 32, 32, but didn't. But then it was like, we didn't hear, couldn't hear the him say hot dog. Anyways, I didn't order anything. But I was with my kid.
Yeah, but you missed Mark.
Our kid.
But I was sitting with Matthew, who runs Girl Talks label, right? And is Myth Math right now, and has, new record coming out, and with some amazing video and music and stuff. And I was sitting with him and Mary, and Mark came by, and I was like, I got to, you guys know each other because they both work at ISU also. And I was like, well, this is Mark, and he works in it's special ed. Mark works in special ed. And this is Matthew, he's in creative technologies. And I'm like, Matthew, this is Mark from the band Tar. And Matthew goes, from Tar? He's like, oh my God. It was really, really neat. It was cool. I like that. Okay, so that was my...
And actually, I introduced him to Charlie, the Quaker. And it was like, the Quaker from Wicker Park. So his reference was the record store.
Yeah.
Wicker Park.
Yeah. And at the CIPD at the professional development thing, I was sitting with somebody else from special ed, and I was like, "Do you know Mark Zablocki?" And she was like, "Oh, he's fantastic. I love him. He's great." And I go, "Well, the next time he was in a band?" She's like, "No." And I'm like, "The next time you see him, tell him he's a famous rock star." And he was like, "Oh, and you're in a band too? Are you both in the same band?" And I'm like, "No." It's like those people who. Wow, I've met a person in a band now. What music do you play? Oh my God. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
so
that's
we've
where
taken
the famous rock star stuff always falls apart.
Jesus
That's what I always
Christ,
love. Yeah, that was like Tim from Lily Trailer talking about working with people, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, my band's playing," and like somehow lets it slip.
Oh,
and then he was like, "Oh," and then they come to the show, and then the next day at work, they're like, "That was fun."
Right? Oh, that
like,
was fun.
It's like you're not.
Yeah.
This is like.
That was
I
lots
play
of
music.
fun.
You're not gonna let
Your
it's
band
just like,
was lots of fun.
These people are gonna come see my band, and then it's just like, they're.
I heard Rick. All right, so you're in a Senate meeting. Well, not Senate because Senate knows who you are now. But like you're in let's say you're some meeting. Oh, I heard you're in a band. What kind of music do you play? I'm asking you. What do you answer?
I say I think I say indie rock or college rock. College rock.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you look at the person first?
Grunge rock. Oh, sometimes I say grunge rock.
Oh, that's a good thing to say now.
Yeah, because that really pinpoints it to a specific
90s,
era.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tai Chi, my Tai Chi class. It was like, this move is called playing the guitar, and then the teacher said, "So you should be good at that, Rick." I was like, ugh.
Okay, let's hear about your Tai Chi.
I'm in a crew of old people, at this Tai Chi class, and then it's like, the band guy, but he's a band guy too, the teacher.
Right. Well, he was in what's it called again?
Something Brothers.
Yeah, the Poster Children of Bloomington, Illinois.
That's right.
And then we moved here and like took over there. Like we should have asked permission.
I don't think we are. Yeah, I don't think
Jeffrey Twiner says grunge, nah, and Conan says, "Oh man,
okay." What do you say?
Worst.
What do you say to people? Yeah, so you gotta.
What do you say, Conan?
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, it's kind of indie rock from the Chicago. There's a little bit of math rock. Are you familiar with kind of?
We dress like gas station
It's
attendants?
like I could be more specific, and it would be like the trumpet voice in the Charlie Brown thing is like you got to tell people like grunge is the closest thing to familiar that somebody
you can say grunge now because like Hum is famous.
Well, no, it's
people love grunge. People love the 90s alternative.
It's a specific it's a thing people know.
And
right?
and,
a genre
and let me quote you: grunge is the only thing we know. I believe you said
right.
on CNN.
It's full circle.
Weird rock band. Is that what you say, Conan? Do you ever talk about how you dress up? Oh, and then he says, Jeffrey Twiner says post-punk. We're not. I say punk rock band
already
now.
Punk rock's not right. And so for me, I don't like punk rock because then people are like, ooh.
Yeah,
but I
mohawk.
Like that. I can't see you with a mohawk.
Yeah. Conan says, I play in a weird rock band, and then I change the topic as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. Grunge adjacent.
Grunge adjacent. I mean, I like that.
That's pretty good, Kevin.
I think we were adjacent to a lot of stuff. That's the thing. Yeah. It's like, our band... I would just say adjacent rock.
Wow,
I love that. Yeah,
grunge adjacent.
I just mean
adjacent rock. I like that. Okay, all right? Jeffrey Twiner says hippie Motown, new wave, cold filtered, low calorie, dry, and that is just the type of supplement that Rick and Rose provide for you.
That's right.
Every so often, it'll be a music person. That's a different conversation. Yeah. When you say music, that you mean specifically like a person who knows like this genre. By the way, Conan, I'll just say, like when my sister saw you guys play, like my sister brought her kids, and I guess they were so drunk they were throwing up on the way home in the car. Not my sister, but her kids. They had
when was this?
But when we saw Conan play like in Wisconsin, right?
Oh,
Did we play also?
We played.
We played also
at the X-Ray Arcade.
Oh
show.
my God!
That's right. Okay.
My sister thought you were so hot, and she's like, that guy is so hot. And my sister's pretty hot. She's like, that guy is so hot. And I'm like, that's Conan. He's not. It's like, it's just like.
Keep talking.
But you're so geeky and smart. How could you be hot? But she was just like, he is so hot. I hope he's blushing right now. Like somebody that saw us open for the thermals. Yeah. Anyway, it's those cowboy shirts that do it. Okay. We're
over.
Now I know we're over, but it's and fuck Route 66 and the World Cup. Yeah, you're excited about the World Cup, but I don't care how much over we go because you need to start. Let's play the other music. There we go. Because everything that I talk about really is lady informed, and everything Rick is going to talk about is sort of a male thing. Rick, why don't you talk to me about your brand new Tai Chi classes?
Oh, okay. God, I was worried. It was like this is going to be something crazy. You're going to come out with some
Tai Chi.
Well, it's Tai Chi.
Where are you taking it?
With an edge. No,
Ooh.
It's Tai Chi. What you think? Tai Chi seems masculine, huh?
No, not at all. That was my joke.
Okay, that was the joke. Yeah, and the space music doesn't quite fit with it either.
I know. That was also my joke.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Tai Chi classes at
the
Y.
I don't think you really want the music that fits with that. That would like. Yeah, actually, I guess that's probably. Okay, so you're taking Chris Schneeberger. You're hot too, Chris.
Well, that's just a drummer thing, right?
I just I need to hear. Yeah, not your mama's Tai Chi. I will read the Chris Schneeberger thing, but you said not to.
It's not some kind of like Tai Chi like workout thing. No, it's regular Tai Chi.
Okay, all right. So what is? I don't even know what that is. What is Tai Chi? And why did you
know
decide?
what Tai Chi is.
Why did you? Well, nobody else does. So why did you decide to take it?
Because they're classes.
Because they also have yoga with a beat, and they have
I don't want to do that kind
Zumba.
And that was the thing is actually it was like the first class he did ask us like why are we Tai Chi adjacent. We were they were asking like why are you doing this and everything like that. I was like I was interested in Tai Chi before and it was like it was like and I was like how long I was like oh my God. Was probably like a couple of decades ago and then I've thought back now since then and it was like I took I don't even know if it was a DVD. I think maybe it was a DVD out of the library of Tai Chi and then I took a little class for a while from Santan Yu, right? He did Tai Chi for a while and I did that. But that was when we were in Champaign, so it was at least 20 years ago. So anyways,
So Chrissy is asking, is it the art of moving slowly? What is it?
It is. It's kind of like a martial art, I guess. It has its origins in martial arts, but it's slow movement. And so I mean for me it's good. And so that's the thing is I do meditation. I do a kind of chair yoga meditation. It's like I feel like my meditation process I like meditating with movement. I find and so that also seems not good in a way. It's like, you're not meditating right then but I like the combination of kind of thinking and breathing and moving. And so Tai Chi, but it's not, there's no overt like meditation stuff to it, but I find it meditative, I guess, kind of. Yeah.
All right, I have to interject here because I'm sitting with the Zen group on Sunday mornings every morning, and we sit there for 40 minutes or something like that, and then we get up and we do like way too short walking meditation. Because when I was in Urbana, we used to do much longer walking meditation.
Way too short, is that
way too short?
That Chinese?
Yeah, way too short. Yeah, very funny. But when I sit there for the 40 or however long we sit there, it's like a war going through your head, like it's very, very hard to settle my thoughts. But then when I stand up and I do the walking meditation, it's like perfectly like clear, like really calm. And this has been happening for for like a year. I've been like, God, I've been thinking the same thing that you just said. It's so much easier to do movement meditation. So then, like, it was a couple of weeks ago when I was thinking to myself, well, why don't I just pretend that my breath is the movement? So for walking meditation, you can inhale when your heel goes down, and then exhale when the ball of your foot goes down, and then like lift up and like, what do I do? Like inhale and then foot down and then exhale and stuff like that, right? I think that's one of the walking meditations that I learned. But
and then also Lou Reed did it, so it's cool.
Okay, Lou Reed did Tai Chi.
Yeah, he wrote a book.
Nice.
Nice. I haven't read the book. I'm reading a Lou Reed biography right now.
Wow.
But I haven't gotten to the Tai Chi part. I'm still in the drug drug part.
Well, anyway, I thought it was really I was to finish that thought, like like I was thinking, what if you just convert when you're sitting, you're still moving because you're moving your stomach, you're moving your lungs. So that can be, instead of walking, the or movement meditation, you're sitting but you're still moving. It's just you're moving a smaller part of your body or something like that, or you're moving a smaller amount. It worked for me for like 5 minutes, and then it didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So Lou Reed. So did you find out that Lou Reed did Tai Chi, and then that's when you enrolled in the Tai Chi class, or what?
No, my interest in Tai Chi was not connected to Lou Reed, but
Okay.
it is funny. It was a funny thing to say.
But so there's like 10 people in your class, right? You're just saying. I'm fascinated with people who try to teach martial arts, because I used to teach Taekwondo for 20 or 10 years.
And that's the thing is, I mean, for me, it doesn't. Well, I haven't taken a lot of martial arts, but to me, it's so removed from, to me, martial. But I guess martial arts, that's more general, right? It doesn't necessarily mean fighting.
Probably, maybe I'm just like
sparring.
any kind of what is it called? Any kind of movement based practice. I think that has a correct way of doing
it. But then
it.
I think you could argue that yoga is a martial art.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So
you
to
could
me,
argue. So it's
that
not
broad definition. Or Pilates, right? Is Pilates a martial art?
All right. I don't mean. I guess
the
what
Alexander technique a martial art? But so
I'm
the
fascinated
thing is,
with teaching movement mastery.
Yes, I guess Tai Chi though has its origins in fighting stances or whatever.
Well,
and
we have to watch Tai Chi Master again.
And I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch a cheesy kung fu movie.
I'm sure we've watched it in the past, but so can you tell me something else about it? Like people, like you said, like one time you came home and you said that somebody walked out of the.
It
class.
did.
Like really.
And there's been some more discussion about that, but it was strange, but it's also so I think it was kind of the conflict between, so that is the thing, is like martial arts, right? So the conflict between group exercise classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you're yelling at a group, either in a uplifting way or maybe an abusive way as a teacher, right? And you're yelling, and you're not singling out individuals, right? You're not saying, oh, hey, try tweaking this and that, right? So the group exercise, right? You don't do that, right?
Come on, everybody.
Yeah, you
jump
don't go,
higher.
Come on, Rose, you're not really pedaling that hard on the spinner bike, Come on, Rose, show some effort.
I actually think that they do call people out. So, but my sister does the online, I can't remember what it's called, the Peloton, right? I think she does or something like that. And she does that, and you're connected to people all over the world, I think. And there's a teacher, it's synchronous, and the teacher will call out your name, and she loved that. I remember that.
Yeah. Anyways, it seemed like maybe there was an issue with like, oh, hey, try if you can try lifting your arm up a little higher, and then they walked out, and it's so. But to me, it was like, God, yeah, that was the. But I don't know if that was actually the dynamic that was happening.
But so it's like
being called out, like somebody felt like they were being called out, and to me, it was like, oh, it almost seemed like this person was just like, I don't want to do this, but it also seemed like in the postmortem, it was a problem that the person did feel called out. But I was just kind of, and to me, it's like, I want to know if I'm not doing it right. I want to know. I mean, because that's the thing, is it's not a workout class. It's not you're not being singled out. It's like you're getting advice, or like, oh, try lift your foot up here.
You're learning
when you
a
finish
series
this
of movements.
Your arm should be here, and it's like, and it's like, or think about your hands being a little farther down, right? That kind of stuff. To me, that's what's important, is because you're trying to learn these movements. Although watching videos of, and it's like, it's everybody does it differently too. So that's part of the thing too, is like, you realize, there's, and I know this, but there's just like not one right way, or there are multiple ways that people interpret this, and it's like a game of what is it, telephone or whatever, right? Where it's like, it's the movements, and so depending on who your teacher is, right, you're gonna move different ways, and then you're probably gonna change things around. But it is nice to like when you see videos of like a group of people all doing everything exactly the same. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But
what's your favorite movement?
I've only learned like 2 or 3.
Two or three movements?
They're all, I can't choose one. I can't single out one movement.
Which one are you best at? Which one are you proud of?
And that's not even in my mind. Yeah, and
wow,
I'm not.
Okay.
There's no pride involved in this process.
Yeah, you're a better student than me.
Yes.
Okay,
I
let's
am.
see. Like,
I can tell you right now, no.
I know you are. So
because if you got singled out and said, "Oh, hey, move your hand like this," you'd be like,
I already did move my hand that way. You didn't see it, you motherfucker.
I know.
Chrissy says never got any Alexander technique references. Thank you.
It's a method of it is also body movement.
Alexander technique?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awareness,
yeah.
and its origins are in the theater, right?
I don't know where it's origin. I took
like
1 or 2 classes of that.
I feel like it's more like a theater, or had its origins in that.
Dance.
Or posture dance. Yes, theater
yeah.
dance.
Oh yeah.
Posture. That's oversimplifying it, but it's a way, refining movement, and I guess posture.
But I was like, I'm still fascinated. I can't wait to hear, the next time you have so you came home, you said when the person walked out, you were, not since I lived in Bloomington, I learned theater, dance, movement. Why? You said, I'm reading what Chrissy is writing. You said that somebody walked out, and then people were like, "What's going on?" Because that's kind of weird. If it's like somebody walks out while you're playing a show, and you're like, "Why did that person walk out?" And you're not supposed to pay attention. But you said that
it was first class. I mean,
yeah. And the teacher was like, "Oh, do you think what do you think happened? Was he offended?" And the person he was with said, "Probably." I'm a terrible student compared to you.
No,
I'm trying to think of the last.
I'm teasing.
Oh no, you don't have to. Yeah, I'm not. I think I don't like being corrected. I'm trying to remember if I used to get upset when Kwanjanim would correct, like when my Taekwondo instructor would. Yeah, I would get a little irritated when Santanya would correct me in Kung Fu classes too. Probably. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah. But you like, so what if you did the thing and the teacher said that you didn't? What would you Like, what if there was a discrepancy between whether or not you or the teacher was right? Would you always
What do
defer
you mean? Like if I feel like, no, I should do this move this way? Is that what you're talking about?
I did what the teacher said. Let's say I did what the teacher said, and he says I didn't. Yeah.
Is this a situation? Okay, so this is a situation you've been in.
This is a situation I've been in for, I'm saying,
what
like,
if
for
you
18 years? No, maybe longer than that. When did I start martial arts? 1987? I guess I've been in...
You've been doing martial arts longer than you haven't. Yes.
Wow. And yet I have
so
a problem
this resistance,
being corrected.
yes. And so yet you have not somehow... So the meditation's not helping either, right?
Well, I don't meditate that much. I had a good run. Like, I think I got a 4 out of 7 this week out of 7 days. Like, and then there's always a, like, yeah.
You mean meditating?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
This week though.
Or, not being corrected and accepting it, letting it flow over you, letting the correction correct you as opposed to
I'm trying to think of
incorrect you,
yeah,
uncorrect
you know. Well, I will say, when we get corrected, and by we I mean I, in our online classes, the royal
when
we.
when the queen is corrected,
the names are not called.
And I said queen, not princess.
Yeah.
So you should be upset probably about that.
Well, it's like could be thought of as different ways. And I am not the queen. Another lady is the queen. But when we're corrected, names are never used unless it's really usually names are not used. But if it's you people, that's me. If and then it's some of my older students, that's also me. My older students, but you people is always me. Some of my older students might be me and one of the other ladies. It's not wrong, but that's not the way I want it to be done. That's one of the guys. That's for one of the guys. The guys does. It's not wrong to do it that way, but that's not the way. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. That means it's a guy who's doing it wrong. But it's not the way. Sometimes it's depending on what guy it is.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, no, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. And then there's another guy.
The preferred method.
Yeah, there's another guy. It's not wrong, but if you do that in a hara, you're gonna fall. So that's a different guy. But there's always like there's. You can always tell who's being corrected, and then sometimes it's. And
by you.
Yeah.
You mean
I can always tell who's being corrected.
I.
Yeah. But usually it's usually me, which is nice. That's good. Because I can be corrected.
I can. I do. I do take correction well.
No, I don't take correction well, but I get corrected.
What you do is you visualize yourself taking the correction well.
Does that help?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's like what? Yeah, I guess for me, maybe it's not high stakes. I'm trying to think of why. Yeah.
Maybe your dad didn't beat you up when you argue with him.
That's true.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, no, I didn't get beat up.
Probably
I did something wrong.
Yeah.
That's right. I was
can't do anything
mollycoddled. Milksop.
Well, or you never did anything wrong.
Waist.
It's quite possible you never did anything wrong as a youngster.
I was not.
All right. Well, what are we going to eat for dinner?
Somebody was talking about some comedy character, which was like it was teenage boy. It was like the clock strikes 13, and it's 13 years old, and the child, just turns into a monster. It's like the clock strikes 13 was the joke.
Oh man.
And it's like. It turns into this awful thing. Teenagers.
All right.
No,
Well, all right. So we didn't talk about Route 66, but
that's fine. We don't have to address everything on the list, and we don't have to go through the list.
Yeah. Okay.
And talk about what we missed.
Okay.
And tell the students that next class we'll cover.
We'll cover the.
This will be
teaser.
in the class next week.
I did
Next
want
class.
the we can leave you with this. School of the Art Institute is funded by genocide, just so you guys know.
Wow.
I'm reading. No.
I didn't know
It's
that.
like, did you read about the professor at the SAIC asked her students to it was like it's like an art therapy professor, and she like the story it was like a story problem or something. There's a
Let's say
yeah.
let's say someone corrects you. No, I'm sorry. I'm diminishing this thing that we didn't have time to talk about, but you're talking about
Really quickly, yeah. The school, the Art Institute, it's the director of its graduate art therapy program was placed on leave after she asked students to, quote, create a mock therapeutic treatment plan for a queer Arab woman who sympathized with pro-Palestinian protests and feared retaliation under the Trump administration. And she was placed on leave because she asked a student to do that. So that what I just wanted to read was somebody saying that art and the teaching of it, including art therapy, should not cower to those who limit our potential to dream, heal, or nurture. Art is a tool to give form to something that doesn't yet exist, whether in an art therapy program that unlocks the tools a queer Arab woman might need to feel safe, or in a studio that needs to experiment in hope of conjuring a new powerful language. So that was it. Like also, this is good. Yeah. I see here that on May 30th, 1975, Toni Morrison, and I'm reading from the hyperallergic.com. On May 30th, 1975, Toni Morrison delivered her A Humanist View speech at Portland State University. She outlined that bigotry, like its iteration that we're seeing at SAIC, is not unique because it is designed to deflate and distract us. She explained that the function of racism is distraction. It keeps you from doing your work, she said. It keeps you explaining over and over again your reason for being. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm kind of following along with this just because it's another, like, you see the students get very upset and are very interested in the the problem in Palestine and all that stuff. And actually going to the coffee place the other day in the ruins, like where the tornado hit, it reminded me of when we were in the Palestinian territory like a couple of years ago. It was really funny, so I've been thinking about it. But yeah, it's unfortunate that somebody made this mistake, and I'm not going to say which somebody it was. You people, some of the older students made this mistake. I'm not going to say if it was the art therapy professor, the director of the graduate program, or the School Art Institute. I was just wondering if that would happen at ISU. That's all.
I don't think it would, because I don't think well, maybe it would.
I mean, I've sitting in the Senate, as you do, like I've gone through policy, like I think I was reviewing the policy of like some kind of grievance policy and reinstatement, of professors doing bad stuff and stuff like that. So I kind of remember it being very, the university will protect its professors centric, sort of.
Yeah.
Surprisingly so, I remember.
I was just going to say I would say our school is not, our faculty aren't as politically, I don't want to say politically engaged, and I don't want to say conservative because that's not true. But that's just overgeneralizing.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about other than it's an unfortunate circumstance, but also the whole the just the line about distraction here, bigotry is designed to deflate and distract us and stop you from doing your work. So I thought that was really interesting, because a lot of times maybe I'm on Facebook watching the scaffolding being put up for the for the Trump name to be taken off of the Kennedy Center, and maybe I'm being distracted too, and I really should be doing some other work,
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a cliche now, but it's an attention economy, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So thank you for your attention.
Your work.
Yeah.
Your work, though. What is your work, right? And so if you are participating in this capitalist system, which you are, involuntary maybe, but you are participating in it, and so your work distracting you from your work, yeah. But is it distracting you from your work, or is it distracting you from the sort of conflict in your work, or the deficits, right? Is this part of is the attention economy there to sort of grease the wheels? Yes, it is. I'm going to answer my own question of capitalism, and so, but
all
as
of
a
it
teacher,
yeah.
And then but yeah, and then so that's my problem is I do feel like university is business, and then also education is service, right? And teachers as service providers, right? I mean, you could say teaching is a service, but what I mean is like fast food service, right? Or like working a buffet, or what. That's what I'm talking about. Is like you're providing a not providing a service in the sort of, I don't know what to say, a more general sense. Like
But
serving
then
humanity.
Right.
I'm talking about like serving someone a product. Right, and
we have great responsibility with our power, but also with great power comes great responsibility and a great bill.
And that's the other thing. This is my big thing, is the privilege of academia, and so the fact that as a progressive, right, I like, and that reaction, like, oh, you're privileged. You're fucking privileged, like as a college professor, is like, I do feel like a lot of professors feel like they are not part of an elite or privileged. They feel they don't acknowledge their privilege, their position of privilege. And elite, the fact that they are an elite. And I'm not talking about in terms of elite like conservatives saying, the educated elite that are running the country and everything like that. I'm talking about an elite, right? A member of, and it's not a monolith, the elite class or whatever, right? But we're privileged and elite, even if you are a person of color, teaching at a university, and you can be discriminated against and everything like that, but you are also in a position of privilege, right? You're not, and a member of an elite. And so being aware of that, I don't know where I'm going with this.
And if you'd like to be a member of the elite.
To me, it bothers me sometimes where I feel like, it's like you're a person of privilege. This especially applies to white,
you people,
progressive faculty. Yes, us people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like you're. I mean, you need to acknowledge your privilege. Right?
Definitely need to understand where our students are coming from and where they're going back to after, like, on when they go back for winter break and stuff like that too, right? Yeah. So.
I just, for me, it's just even a broader thing of like what is. I mean, so this is the discussion we had about AI, which is the sort of monopolizing of human intelligence and knowledge, right? Or the cornering of it.
Yeah.
And these empires that are basically taking over human knowledge, right? And so to me, it's kind of like teaching and educating, right? And it's like, oh, what is the role of that in a world where knowledge and thought is owned by, Chat GPT, OpenAI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Grok.
Right.
And
Well, that's what we're battling against. And stay tuned for next week. And I'm hungry.
yeah. Yeah. So taking a capitalist viewpoint is like, what is our work and what are we providing and what are people consuming, or do they even need to consume it? Are we going to a post knowledge economy? There is a
I'd
knowledge
say not
economy, a
yet.
post knowledge,
Yeah.
like a world where there. I mean, yeah, and then the question is well, what is that? What does even living mean then? What is humanity
Well,
in
art's going to
existence?
be way more
Is it
important.
it's just surviving? It's just going back to surviving. Sorry.
You did the spiral again.
Yeah.
Good. The spiral
It's
has
just to
no.
punish you for extending this.
The spiral has no.
The spiral makes no mistakes.
No mistakes. All right.
Did you see that somebody on Facebook like a while ago posted? Does anyone know what this picture is? This poster is? Yeah, and it was like, it's Hundertwasser. And somebody else responded, but I was like, I identified it right away, and I was like, oh yeah, the spiral makes no mistake.
Thanks for listening.